Hello and welcome to another episode of From Impossible to Inevitable. I am your host, Megan Bauer, and I am so grateful for you pushing play today and joining me on this episode. Thank you so much for your likes, your shares, your subscriptions, and your comments. I truly appreciate all the support that you send to me by sharing it and energetically. It means a lot to me. Thank you. So, if this is your first time tuning in, please know that there is a YouTube version. If you are listening on a podcast platform, there's a YouTube version. If you would like to watch me here in my basement studio, um, I'll have a link to that in the show notes there for you. So, today's episode sparked from a song that I have been listening to. It has shown up on one of these Spotify curated for me playlists. It's called the Happy playlist. The girls really like it. I really like it. And so we've been playing it a lot. And this song has started to come up. And I've been noticing the words as we've listened to it. And the song is called Saturday Sun by Vance Joy. And one line in this song has just really struck me over and over. And that line is, "No ray of sunlight is ever lost." And this this has got me thinking because I've mentioned before, I love being in the sun. I love feeling the sun on my face when we had our 6 months of winter. I would just wait for that moment in the afternoon where I could lay down in the living room floor and just feel the sunlight pour through the living room window, the biggest window in our house, and just feel it on my face and on my shoulders and on my arms and just soak it in when it was just way too cold to be outside. I love sunlight. I love the feel of it. I feel like sunlight is one of the best things to have permeating through the house and in the car. And I love it. I have a really high threshold for too much sun. Really high threshold. Most of the time, everybody around me is over it before I am. So I love this phrase in this song, "No ray of sunlight is ever lost." Because if you think about it, even if I spend all day indoors, even if I close the blinds and I ignore that there is sunlight out there, that doesn't mean that sunlight is lost. The grass is still feeling the benefits of the sunlight. There are other people out there soaking in the benefits of the sunlight. There are other people that are allowing that sunlight in, and they are allowing themselves the benefit of that sunlight, the vitamin D, the brightness to see, the just the warmth of it, the general feel of sunlight. Even if I decide to shut it out completely, if I just like hide in my basement bathroom that has no windows and I shut the door and I ignore that there's the sunlight, that doesn't mean it's lost, because no ray of sunlight is ever lost, because there's always someone, something, somewhere benefiting from this sunlight, from these rays of sunlight. I love that in a literal sense, that no ray of sunlight is ever lost. There's always a benefit to it, always, somewhere. I love that literal, very literal translation of it, I guess. Um, and I also love the metaphorical interpretation of it as well, because each of us has the ability to be a ray of sunlight. We each have the ability to share sunlight, to share the warmth, to share the brightness, and not in a literal way, but in a metaphorical way. I am sure you've met someone in your life who just feels like a ray of sunshine. They are lit up from the inside out. They are so happy to see you. They make you feel like you're seen, like you're cared for, like they are so glad you are there. We all have these people in our lives. And if you feel like you don't have anyone in your life who really makes an effort to be a ray of sunshine, then I challenge you to be that ray of sunshine and to make an effort to find these people, because they are there. They are the people who will hold the door open for you at Walmart with a smile on their face. They are the people that are just like, "You're welcome, have a great day." When you buy something or go through a drive-through, they are the people at the register who genuinely want to help. And not all the time. We are not always all rays of sunshine all the time. But the more often we can be a ray of sunshine, the more sunshine we can give, the brighter this world can be. And it's so easy to find bad news. It's so easy to find the bad. It's everywhere. It's pervasive. It's easy to find. And you get to choose to focus on the sunshine. You get to choose whether you lock yourself in a basement bathroom that doesn't have any windows, or you get to choose to go find that sunshine, to go find those people who want to be sunshine. And maybe perhaps you get to find the people who just need a little bit of encouragement to be the sunshine. And likewise, no ray of sunlight that you put out is ever lost. Even if you do something for some individual specifically and you feel like, well, that was lost on them, you don't know. They might be laying in bed later that night and think of the one thing you did and be like, man, that was probably the best part of my day. And it could strike them then instead of in the moment, and it could lift them then. And even if you do something for someone and it just isn't received, at least how you wanted it to be received, because that's another thing entirely. Even if it's not received how you intended or wanted it to be received, it always feels so good to be a ray of sunlight. You can't be a ray of sunlight and feel down and depressed and sorry for yourself. It just doesn't go. You can't give it and not without feeling it. You have to feel it in order to give it. And you can let that be lost on yourself. Again, that's a choice. You can shut yourself in the basement bathroom. I've got a clear line of sight to our basement bathroom right here. So I keep seeing that really dark room. It is a dark room because it's in the basement and it does not have windows. It's got two walls, and then the back wall goes to the cold storage. And I can just picture, like, emotionally, I've been in the basement bathroom for days, emotionally, not physically. That would drive me nuts. But we let ourselves do that emotionally. We let ourselves do that mentally. We'll shut ourselves off in the basement bathroom. And we finished this bathroom ourselves, and it's nicely done. I love the tile. I love the shower. It's very nicely done. However, when it's shut off from the sunlight, it's not a place to spend all of your time. It's not a place you want to be 24 hours a day. So, anyways, I kind of went down a rabbit hole there a little bit because that just seems like such a perfect illustration of what I'm trying to say here. And if we wouldn't be able, I was like, if we put a skylight in there, we wouldn't be able to do that because that goes up into a bedroom. But if we put a window in there, that would change the whole experience of it. I love having a window right in our bedroom that the sun sets. It's a west facing window, and as the sun sets, these late evenings, if I go to bed early, I am going to bed with the sun, and it feels so good. I love that sunlight in on my face. Anyways, I really went down a little rabbit hole. Sorry about that. The point I'm trying to make is that we get to choose if we want to be a ray of sunlight in the world. Even though the world seems dark, we get to choose if that affects what we want to be in this world, who we want to be, what we want to do, and how we want to make an impact. And we get to decide that there is truth in the phrase, no ray of sunlight is ever lost. No matter what you do that is done in kindness and in sincerity is a total loss. There is a ripple effect there somewhere, whether you see it or not. Maybe you're kind to someone and you don't really feel like you had an effect. You know, you don't see it on their face or anything in their demeanor, but maybe they go home and they're like, they have a little bit more capacity to not yell at their kids or not yell at the dog or whoever it is that they tend to yell at. And then because they didn't yell, maybe the kids or the dog had a better evening, and that went into a better night's sleep. And that went into this, and that went into that, and that went into that. And these are ripple effects that you don't get to see. And that's part of it. We often really want to see the effect that we cause. You know, we want to buy somebody the birthday present. And even if we can't be there in person, we're like, FaceTime me when you get it. I want to see. I want to see. Do you love it? Do you love it? Do you love it? We want to see the effect. And a lot of the times we don't get to see the effect. And that's okay. You have to have trust that you being that ray of sunlight, you spreading that sunshine is going to have the effect, because it will. You have to have faith in that, because it will. And think about the times that people were rays of sunshine for you, people who've done nice things in the kindness and sincerity of their heart, and how that had an effect on you. And maybe you had thoughts of, I should really tell them thank you. I should really text them and say thank you. I should really let them know what that did. But maybe you did, and that was awesome. And maybe you didn't. And that's okay. And that's okay. If you tell people, you're going to be giving them the effect that you want to. And if you say, hey, that actually meant a lot to me. Thank you for doing that. Thank you for being there for me. Thank you for being so kind to me. It will make a difference. They'll feel like, man, when I made that effort, it really did make a difference. And then they'll have even more motivation to go out and be rays of sunlight. Regardless of if whether or not you see the effect, you get to choose to be that sunshine. You get to choose to be that sunlight. And you get to choose to have faith that your efforts are not ever lost. No ray of sunlight is ever lost. Your kindness, your goodness, your sincerity is never lost, no matter what it appears to you on the outside. That's what I have for you today. The song is really good. It's really fun and upbeat. Again, that's called Saturday Sun. It's by Vance Joy. My daughters and I recommend it. And I hope that you get to go out and be a ray of sunshine in the lives of whoever you come in contact with, whether it's just your family, whether it's your neighbors, people at church, people at the grocery store, wherever you find yourself, you get to be a ray of sunshine. You get to be that light. And I encourage you to go shine. Go shine. Like all the sparkly things that I always wish upon you, just go shine your light. Because you are good enough. You are worthy. We need you. We need people to shine their light. That's what I've got for you today. Hooray! Thank you so much for listening. I appreciate you, and I hope you have a fantastic day. Until next time, bye for now.